And we are live. Tail of the tape. Ben Little in the red corner, Dustman in the blue corner. The crowd goes wild.
We really need like a Bruce Buffer type intro, don't we?
Yeah, we should work on that.
I'm sure there'll be an effect. There'll be an effect you could do to make it sound like Bruce Buffer.
Mate, we'll find a way. Where there's a will, there's a way, Benno.
We have a lot of will, Dos. We do have that. That's what we got going for us.
Yeah. And on that topic, will you tell me how your new year went?
It was good, mate. It was good. Almost got trapped in New South Wales.
Oh.
Was up there enjoying a lovely bit of time with my family.
Yep.
And then our great leader, Dan Andrews, rung the bell, called the cattle home.
Yes.
And back we came. We came. Not a moment too soon. Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. Christmas was nice.
Yes.
That's just my child crying in the background. Turn that off.
Don't mind that.
Yeah, no, it was really good. It was really good. New Year's was nice. It was. I worked out it was like the first time I'd been back in New South Wales for about 18 months or something.
Right.
Obviously due to COVID and everything like that. So we weren't really able to go anywhere last year.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
No, it was really good, mate. What about yourself?
Short memory. Mate, I wasn't in New South Wales. I was at a bush doof in Torquay for New Year's. It was quite a pleasant evening. It was the first time actually being at any sort of gathering.
Large social gathering type thing.
Yeah, in ages. And I'd kind of just forgotten what it was like. And
well, you are a social beast.
I'm a social,
for those that don't know
butterfly.
You live for the social life.
I don't mind it. I get around it. And it gets around me, Ben. But here's the thing. I just realized we didn't even get to go over or cover the last fight of last year, which was great. The last card of 2020.
We did. We missed it, didn't we?
We did miss it. So maybe, I think, because we're going to do, this is like a WhatsApp introduction to 2021 with touching gloves with Ben and Dos. And we have a couple of, obviously we had a chat about just discussing what's coming up, but it might be worth actually just touching on that as well if you've got that in front of you.
I certainly do. Do you want me to share my screen with you, my friend?
Yeah, absolutely. Get the screen up. Let's have a look at what
Let's close all these private details.
Leave them up, mate. Here we go. Oh, that's right. Stephen Thompson.
I believe the last one we did was this.
Yeah, it was.
Main event. So we may as well cover over this real quick.
Yep.
A lot of it went the way we thought. I think we both chose JDS here, didn't we? I definitely chose JDS. You may have chose Cyril.
Yeah, I think I might have picked Cyril.
Yes, you did, based on his chest tattoo. I feel like that's what swayed you.
Yeah, I didn't know who he was. I think had that conversation.
Yeah.
I picked Souza.
Yes, Kevin Holland got the job done there pretty convincingly as well. Round one.
Very convincingly.
Mackenzie Dern, 3-round decision. And then
I think we both picked Dern.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure we did. And then what a fight this was by Charles Oliveira.
Oliveira looked like a monster.
He looked like a totally different beast. It's really starting to show. He's almost Dustin Poirier-like, where it's all finally clicking for him.
Yeah, he's found his groove for sure.
Yeah, and he's really just starting to put that pressure on for a title fight. He's now pushed his way up to third. So
he's right up there.
He's right up there now, yeah, with that win over Ferguson.
And convincingly too. How he dominated Ferguson was unbelievable. Like, Ferguson's wrestling is wicked.
There's the figures for you. So, 112 strikes to 49. 3 takedowns to none, which is really rare for Tony Ferguson to not even try for a takedown.
Yeah, well, he couldn't. He was getting smothered and manhandled.
Yeah, super convincing.
So
from Oliveira there. So great end to his year. Marino, the guy that you and I, all credit to him, brushed him off pretty easily, I feel, didn't we?
We did. We gave him a bit of credit for his fight against.
Look at these numbers. This is why we love the flyweights, Dos.
Yeah, for the people that can't see the video and may just be listening, what do you see there, Benno?
So we've got Figueiredo, who is the current champ, through a total of, I'll just round up here, 250 strikes over 5 rounds. Moreno through 260, and they combined for 12 takedowns as well across the 5 rounds. So around about 500 plus strikes were thrown in the 5 rounds, which is as
That's
many would
incredible.
know, watching 5-round champ fights, you're not often going to get 100 strikes per round thrown.
Incredible. And they've set themselves up for a rematch.
Yeah, deservedly so. I mean, that was, an absolutely fantastic fight. A great way to end the year.
Yeah.
In terms of
Moreno
main card
definitely won some
events.
fans with that one.
Yeah, definitely. And I think he definitely, just really showed to everyone that he didn't really fluke his way to a title shot.
No.
He definitely earned his title shot. And I mean, mate, it really could have gone either way. It's one of those fights, you can definitely make an argument for either guy winning it. And I guess the draw probably is the best decision at the end of the day on that.
Yeah.
And then we finished the year, Dos, with our favourite, Stephen Thompson.
The Wonder Boy.
The Wonder Boy. The Wonder Boy. We'll start down the bottom, though. Marcin Tybura.
Yep.
He's on a good streak at the moment. He's climbing.
Yeah.
He's making some roads. He's putting people on notice.
He's
going to be one to watch this year, I think.
He's
in
a
heavyweights.
He
is.
Greg Hardy's been taken. Greg Hardy's been looking really good, and I've been wanting to not like him. And
yeah, he's that guy. You don't want to enjoy him, but he just kind of grows on you. He grinds you down.
Yeah, but in saying that, he was looking good in that fight, and then when Marcin turned it up, he
hit him hard.
Hardy. Yeah,
that's it. Then we have Marlon Marai and Rob Font. This surprised me a little bit, actually.
Same. I picked Marai for that one.
I mean, Marai just got blitzed, like, on the feet. Just got absolutely pummeled, really.
First round.
That's really the only way to describe it to people, is he just could not find a groove with his striking or anything. Threw a couple takedowns, I think, to try and stop the pressure, but no, Rob Font put him down.
Yep.
Then we have Michael Pereira and Caleb Williams fought to a 3-round decision. That's another good fight.
Yeah, that was. Pereira looked really, really good, actually. He's a dark horse of that division for sure. Yeah,
he's definitely. I think he's going to take some big names.
Yeah.
In this coming year.
Look at his record. He's got quite a few losses. He's
25-11.
Yeah, but in saying that performance was very promising.
And then we had big Jose Aldo.
Watching him win this fight was one of my favorite moments, I think.
Again, a 3-round decision.
Yeah.
Jose looked good. He did look good.
He looked great. He always looks good.
He never looks... I can't think of a fight where he's ever looked bad. I mean, the kind of fight out of the 9 seconds, you can't base anything on that.
Yeah.
There's not really any fights that come to mind. Where is he sitting? Currently 6.
Yeah.
Rob jumped up 6 spots.
That's great. He looked good against Piotr Jan, as in, for the first 2.5 rounds. And then it went a bit sideways for him. But he still looked good up until that point.
And then one of Dossie's favourites, and my favourite as well, I love Wonder Boy, Stephen Thompson, finished the year off strong.
Yeah.
Again, look at these strikes. Jesus, 428.
That's volume
just
city.
Just by Wonder Boy. And 205 from Jeff Neal. So, again, a lot of strikes, no takedowns. That's what we love, boys. Stand up and bang.
Yeah. I think Thompson with that win, he has stated he wants to have another run at the title. And I think really he's only probably a couple of fights away from it. So if he can...
Yeah, well, he's sitting in 5th now. I definitely think this year, if he beats 1 or 2 above him, he can definitely push for that.
Yeah.
Push for that title shot. It's going to be interesting, though. I mean, the welterweight division's starting to get... There's a lot of good names in there. A lot of good name fighters. Which is something that's not really been too prevalent across the UFC, I feel, in recent years. Just in a few of the divisions. I feel like a few of the divisions have been a bit light in terms of depth.
Yeah.
But it's great to see a lot of these new guys and a lot of younger guys starting to push up into like top 15, top 10.
Yeah. Can we just point out something here, Benno?
Yes.
Something that I pointed out to you the other day. I just want to draw everyone's attention who may be watching to Jan Blachowicz there.
This man right here.
The current light heavyweight champion. Just now, take a look at that face.
Snip this into your minds. Close your eyes. Open them. You're looking at the same man 5 years later.
Stipe Miocic. Stipe Miocic and Jan Blachowicz are long-lost brothers. That is what Ben and I have come to the conclusion of.
This is just one of our conspiracy theories. If you'd like to hear more, please like the video, comment, let us know.
Head over to infowars.com.
You'll be able to find us there. Dos will be putting up posts weekly on why he does believe that Blachowicz and Stipe are long-lost brothers.
I believe Blachowicz was made in Area 51 from Stipe Miocic's DNA.
Yeah. I mean, look at him.
It's the same guy.
So this is Arnie in the most recent Terminator film. You know where he fights himself?
Yeah.
This is him, the CGI'd Arnie.
Absolutely.
It's uncanny.
I'm amazed that no one else has pointed this out.
Joe Rogan, it's coming at you.
P.S. Benno, speaking of Joe Rogan, what's he doing with himself these days now that he's not on YouTube?
I'm not sure. I think he's trying to get Vitaly Buterin on to talk about Ethereum on his podcast, I believe.
I would love that.
I think that's where I last heard Big Joe was doing.
I never thought you and I would be chatting crypto on a UFC podcast.
On a UFC podcast. No, I mean, it's a weird little thing to come across, but yeah, I mean, crypto's booming. For everyone that's in the crypto market would know that.
Mm-hmm.
Collect that Doji coin.
I can see them all in your bookmarks, actually. There you've got your BTC markets and your Ether wallet.
I need to hide that.
Yeah, hide that. People don't need to know about this. All right, Benno, what have we got coming up now? All right, hold on. This weekend is nuts.
Yes.
First card of the year.
First card of the year, and Dana White has done us an absolute solid. It's a lovely Christmas present. So everyone type, thank you, Uncle Dana. It's going to be huge.
I am so pumped. I am beyond pumped. Look at this lineup.
It's
First
big.
card of the year.
It's big.
Headlined by Max Holloway and Calvin Kattar. Now, I don't know where you sit on this one, Benno, but I think Holloway is actually the uncrowned featherweight champion. I think he won the last fight against Volkanovski.
Yep.
Even though I love Volkanovski, I don't think he won that second fight. So, in my mind, this is an unofficial title fight.
I agree, Dos, 100%. I think we actually spoke about it on the recap episode we did for that pay-per-view. But, yeah, I think Holloway won as well. I generally, for the life of me, can't understand where or how he didn't win.
Yeah.
I think we spoke about it as well. I think it's that kind of judges favouring the current champ, if there's ever any doubt.
Yeah.
We've seen it a few times in a few different title fights.
Yeah.
Where it's a little bit dubious, but somehow the champ always wins.
And Dominic Reyes and John Jones.
Yes. Even you could possibly even make an argument for, I think George St. Pierre had a close one.
Yeah, Johnny Hendricks, his last fight.
Yes, Johnny Hendricks, yeah. Before he kind of stepped back and then came back.
Hendricks won that. But in saying that, you know.
John Jones, Gustafsson won.
Yeah. I still gave that to Jones. It was very
possibly
close.
Barely, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we digress. All right, let's start at the bottom here. So, middleweight. I don't know much about these guys at all, and I'm not fantastic at pronouncing their names, so I'm just going to go last names instead.
Soriano sounds Brazilian, and Todorovic sounds... Where's he from? Sounds Eastern European.
Thunder. I like that.
That's his moniker.
Yep. Out of Belgrade, Serbia.
Oh, Serbian. Yeah, nice. Okay, he'll be tough as nails.
Both undefeated. Todorovic 10-0 and Soriano 7-0. I'm just going to flip a coin here and let's go the Brazilian.
Yeah, I'll go the Serbian.
All right, nice.
Done.
Split right down the middle. Another fight at middleweight, we got Joaquin Buckley and Alessio Di Chirico.
Now, look, before we even get into who we're picking, we've got to acknowledge that Joaquin Buckley had the knockout of the year for 2020.
Yes, was that the heel catch?
Yeah. Spinning back kick. Knockout. Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, that was huge. Hands down. Yeah, I'll give that knockout of the year. That's just over Cody Garbrandt.
Cody Garbrandt's knockout was great, but it was just a, you know,
it was just reflex, but also a lot of
huge
technique.
punch.
A lot of technique went into that spinning back kick from Joaquin Buckley.
Oh, it's phenomenal. Look, I'm going to go purely off that. I'm going to back Buckley.
Going Buckley?
Yeah. He's younger as well.
I'll join you on the Buckley bandwagon. I'm all about the highlight reels, mate. So let's bring another one home.
Yep.
All right, welterweight. We got Ponzinibbio and Jing Liang.
So, speaking of Wonder
impressive
Boy,
record, 28-3.
He's got a great record. That's the thing. He was a contender just a couple of years ago, but he's kind of just been off the radar for a bit. I actually think Ponzinibbio will get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a massively impressive record.
Man, threes. Fantastic.
Reach, sorry. Yeah, I don't know too much about him. I'll go Ponzinibbio as well.
Yeah.
And then, Dos, we talked about this earlier before we started recording. It's got potential to be fight of the year for the very first card.
What was that?
Carlos,
what was that sentence?
I said we talked about this before we started recording, but it's got potential for fight of the year in the very first card of the year. Dude,
Carlos Condit.
The natural born killer.
And Matt the Immortal Brown. They both always bring it. They never have a dull fight.
No. I mean, they're two absolute beasts of the UFC.
Yeah.
Two absolute veterans, 36 and 40 respectively.
Yeah.
It's going to be an absolute barn burner. I'm taking Carlos Condit by 4th round knockout.
You think he knocks him out?
Yep. It's going to happen, mate. I'll call it.
All right. 4th round. Wait. Is it a 4-round fight? 5-round fight?
Oh, no. Sorry. My apologies. I'll say 3rd round knockout.
Gotcha. So this fight...
I was too excited. I wanted it to be 5.
You got real excited. I saw that. This fight, say 6 years ago, would have been the Ducks nuts.
Yeah, 100% agreed. Yeah, right when Carlos was pushing right up the leaderboard and was right on the verge. Oh, fought GSP.
Yeah, he fought. No, Robbie Lawler.
Yeah, Robbie Lawler.
He also fought GSP as well.
Matt Brown was just crushing people left, right, and center.
Matt Brown was on this ridiculous 6 or 7 fight KO streak.
Yeah.
He even beat Wonder Boy. He beat Wonder Boy back in the day.
Yes, he did.
But look. And he's got that knockout over Diego Sanchez is one of the most brutal knockouts I've ever seen, that elbow knockout. But look, I'm going to say, I think Carlos is more technically proficient. Matt Brown is tough as nails. Carlos Condit has never been knocked out. How many pro fights has he had?
44.
44 fights, never been knocked out. So I think, whereas Matt Brown has been finished. So I think... I'm going to go with Condit on this one as well, but I think it's going to be a barn burner. Yeah.
Glad you jumped on the ship, mate.
Yeah.
And then we come to, deliciousness.
Holloway, Kattar.
Max Holloway versus Calvin Kattar. For those of you that don't know who Calvin Kattar is, he is an absolute weapon.
Yeah. He's very promising. His boxing is so good, and I don't know if you've watched his last few fights, Benno, but the last few fights he's had, 4 tremendous. There's my Donald Trump coming out here. Tremendous. That was really bad. I'm never going to do that ever again. 4 tremendous knockouts. Incredible. Power for days. He's a bit like Connor. He moves, he strikes really well. He doesn't kick as much as Connor, but his hands are good.
Yeah.
In saying that, Holloway's chin is iron.
I mean, there's not many guys that choose to stand and bang with some of the guys in the featherweight division there.
Well, even remember that fight with Max Holloway and Ricardo Lamas?
Well, yes, yeah. Let's just stand there and punch each other for 20 seconds.
But in saying that, Calvin Kattar just knocked KTFO'd Lamas.
Yeah, pretty much knocked him into 2022, I think. So, yeah, he's got legit power. Huge power.
Great record there, 22-4-0 versus
Oddly enough, also has a big reach advantage over Holloway.
What's up with that?
That's some weird John Jones type stuff.
Yeah, he is long. He does have. I didn't think they were that long, but yeah, he is long in the arms.
And obviously, for people listening, probably know who Max Holloway is. But the last 3-4 years, Holloway has taken his game to skyrocket levels. As we spoke about earlier, he was subject to very dubious judging in his last fight against Volkanovski.
I think, Benno, here's my pick. I haven't ever seen Kattar really look like he was in trouble. I haven't seen him look like he was out of water, out of his depths.
Yeah.
If Holloway can, if he can show up the way he showed up against someone like Brian Ortega, like that night, that Holloway, I don't think anyone beats that Holloway. Not in the featherweight division. That Holloway is
agreed. That Holloway is, that Holloway is like top 3 pound for pound UFC.
But kind of like that conversation about Aldo earlier, he's always on. It's just a matter of, is he going to be good or is he going to be great?
Yeah.
If he's going to be good, he might not be good enough because Kattar is on fire. If he's great, I think he gets it done. I don't see Holloway getting finished. But Kattar's very active. So I actually see this going to the scorecards.
Yeah.
And it's just going to go down to whoever was the most active striker, I think. And we know that Holloway's got a gas tank for days and can put in a lot of volume.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we see either guy get gassed. Kattar's got a pretty good gas tank on him as well.
Yeah.
And you know that just by the way he moves. Like, no one moves the way he does unless they've got a gas tank to back it up. Like Dominic Cruz style.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not often that we talk about Max Holloway and think if he fights good, he won't win. You know what I mean? They're not often. Normally, if he fights well or good, he gets the job done pretty easily.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I think Holloway's he's gonna have to show up. Yeah. He's not going to be able to leave it. If he leaves it to the judges, he could find himself in a bit of trouble.
Yep.
I think Holloway gets it done, though. I think he's going to utilize the leg kicks a lot.
Right.
That's my pick. I think he's going to go low with leg kicks pretty early and pretty frequently, I reckon.
Yeah.
And then probably just try and work the upper body in the later rounds, I think.
Oof.
That's my pick.
Yeah. My suspicion is that as much as I have been all about Max Holloway for years.
Yeah. I know you love Max.
I do.
We all love Max.
I remember watching Max in his first fight when he first came, 2012. I think it was 2012 or 2011 when he came into the UFC. This is like 8 years ago now. He was young and he looked promising. But in saying that, I think Calvin Kattar, I think the blessed era might be done, particularly with that second loss to Volkanovski. I don't think the matchmakers are that keen on having a trilogy there. So even though the people would want to see it.
Yeah. And it is hard to justify a trilogy when you're 0-2 down.
Yeah.
That's the issue Max has.
It is tricky.
Unfortunately.
Even though it's just on paper. But I think what we're going to see here is Kattar gets the nod. Kattar takes out. Well, who's next? Is Brian Ortega scheduled to fight Volkanovski?
I actually don't think anything's been organised for Volkanovski yet, because there were rumours. I feel like towards the end of last year, there were rumours of him moving a division to fight someone, possibly.
Well, they're talking about him going down, I think, or fighting Cejudo before he retired.
Yeah, so I actually don't think there's anything organised for Volkanovski yet.
Just take a second, Benno, and have a look at that list. Volkanovski, Holloway, Ortega, Zabit, Yair Rodriguez, Chan Sung Jung,
Kattar,
Emmett
Stevens.
That is just that's an amazing. What a thick division that is. It's
a thick division down to 8, and even after 8, actually.
Well,
I mean, you've got I mean, it's a thick division is the best way to put it.
Yeah. Dan Ige, his last performance was great. Then you've got Ryan Hall, who no one wants to fight because he's just going to rip their kneecap off. He can't even get into the top 10 because no one in the top 10 wants to fight him.
It's, yeah, I mean, it's a good time to be a featherweight or a bad time to be a featherweight. Depends.
It's a horrible time. You have to be Alexander Volkanovski to be at the top at the moment. But
essentially, yeah.
Yeah, look, I'm gonna say Kattar gets it done. I think
you're going with Kattar?
I think he gets it done by decision, or
yeah.
He's the first man to finish Holloway.
Can you see it being done?
Mate, the way Kattar hits, yes.
All right. So to recap, Dos, I'm saying Max Holloway.
Yep.
Third round.
Yep.
You're saying history will be made in the first card of 2021.
Yeah.
With Holloway possibly being finished for the first time.
Yep. If he's not finished, it'll probably go decision.
Okay.
Kattar. Unless Brian Ortega Knight Holloway shows up and just lands and lands and lands.
All right.
Yeah.
Either way, this card, like I said earlier, thank you, Uncle Dana. Send out the tweets. He's done us a very good solid here for the start of the year.
Yeah. And this isn't even the first main. We're not even coming up to 257.
We've still got 257 to look forward to. The Diamond and McGregor, Dan Hooker, Michael Chandler, Jessica I, Calderwood. There's a lot to look forward to. A lot. We got Michael Chiesa and Neil Magny.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what we'll do, we're going to have a chat about these anyway. So I think we're scheduled now to have a chat on the Sunday.
Correct, sir.
After this fight. So I think what we do...
Well, it'll be right after this fight. So we'll be able to analyse and see how our picks went.
Yeah, and do some more matchmaking for the future for those winners.
Exactly.
I think that's the way forward. And I think it's worth even just saying, letting the people know that we intend on being a little bit more active this year. We, in a way, we prided ourselves on being the most inconsistent podcasters in the UFC game of 2020.
Everyone's got their niche, mate. Okay.
So
ours was irregular uploading content.
Yeah, we're just wondering, do we maintain that? Do we keep it irregular, or do we start sticking to a schedule?
That is the question, Dos, isn't it? I mean, this is where we need that involvement from our listeners.
We need it.
Do you want more or less of us? That's
if you want less of us, maybe don't.
That's what we're saying. Don't say that.
Don't say it.
Just say, no, the upload schedule is good.
Yeah.
If you want more, because we've got ideas. We've got, Dos and I are idea machines.
You are.
We've got, I've got a lot of time to think about stuff, mate. Not all great ideas, but a lot of time to think. We've got ideas for different types of content. Maybe we will slowly kind of throw those out on our Facebook page, and you guys just let us know what you think. Just a bit more interactive stuff, I think, is what we've talked about, isn't it, Dos? Just to interact with people that are listening, get their thoughts, get a bit more feedback, just so we can refine everything.
Yeah.
And make it the best possible podcast for everyone that listens and gives up their time.
Yeah, and I think it's worth checking out too whether the people actually want this style. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
what we're currently doing, or if it's like, hey, do more of the what's it called? Like a dream. You do it. What's the thing called?
What thing?
The thing that people do when they make up teams. Fantasy.
Oh, fantasy. Like a fantasy.
Yeah, like fantasy matchmaking.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, check our Facebook page. I've got something about fantasy matchmaking.
Do you? On our page?
For the listeners, yeah.
Oh, great. I'll go check it out too. That's news to me.
Yes. I mean, yeah, we've got a lot of different ideas, got a lot of different styles. Just want to hear back from you guys really into what you'll find most beneficial. Obviously, we want to make your time the most valuable thing and give the listeners the best possible content to us, because that is what we are about. The experience.
And we also we actually just love chatting about UFC anyway. So
we'd do this for no one if no one was listening. So that's fine.
Yeah.
We just love to yarn.
But we'll let the people in on this conversation.
Yeah, we'll bring them in. Slow.
So, with that being said, Benno, how about we wrap this one up?
Yep.
Sunday we get back together.
Yep. We run through the results.
We dissect.
And we have a bit more of a chat about what 2021 will look like for Touching Gloves.
It's going to be great. Good times.
It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge.
All right, people, have yourself an excellent weekend. Enjoy the fight. And if you've got any idea of who you think is going to win, drop them in the comments below.
Yep. Let us know. We want to know what you guys are thinking. Peace and love to all. And we will speak to you soon.